Hey travelers, this is Kelly from realworldtravelers.com, and today we're going to be talking about Tokyo Disney Resort versus Walt Disney World in Florida. Before we get started with the video, don't forget to click the I in the upper right hand corner if you want to see our daily Disney vlogs along with our other videos around Asia. Now that we got that out of the way, let's get started. So you may be thinking that Tokyo parks are going to be just like the ones that you find in the States. But even though Tokyo Disney Resort has a lot of the same rides and attractions, both parks are really uniquely different and should be included in your Tokyo trip itinerary. Have you ever had any of these thoughts when thinking about visiting Tokyo Disney resorts?
I've already been to Disney in the US. Why would I want to visit Disney in Tokyo? It's too expensive. Is Tokyo Disney even in Tokyo? I won't be able to understand anything. I don't speak Japanese. Tokyo Disney? I didn't even know there was a Tokyo Disney.
Well, if you've thought any of those things, we are here to put your mind at ease and try and convince you to make visiting Tokyo Disney Resorts one of your top things when visiting Tokyo.
We never considered ourselves big Disney fans, but now after having visited the parks a few times, we are definitely pro Tokyo Disney. First off, it's helpful to note that Tokyo Disney Resort is under different ownership than the parks in the US. Tokyo Disney is actually owned by the Oriental Land Company, but is licensed by the Walt Disney Company from the US. Because of this, the parks in Tokyo have a little bit of a different feel.
Another thing to note is Disney Sea. Before we came to Japan, we had never heard of Disney Sea. At least I had never heard of Disney Sea. And as soon as we got into the park, we immediately were so impressed. Disney Sea is unlike any Disney park we have ever been to. It is the only park of its kind in the entire world. There are a few different rides that you can't find anywhere else, and the theming is just gorgeous. It's so clean, and it's just a wonderful place.
Die-hard Disney fans might already know there is no Disney Sea America. There's no Disney Sea Hong Kong or China.
Yeah.
Disney Sea is only found in Tokyo. At first glance, when you look at the rides that are at Tokyo Disney Resort, you might say, wow, all these rides are already in America. But wait, they're not.
Of course, you have your traditional dark rides. You have
Peter Pan, Snow White,
Pinocchio,
Haunted Mansion.
Yeah, but there are rides that are so unique and unfortunately cannot be found anywhere else but Tokyo. But I think that is what makes visiting Tokyo Disney Resort so exciting, because you get to experience rides that you've never ridden before and will leave a lasting impression.
Okay, let's talk about the food from Tokyo Disney.
The one thing that comes to mind right now, as soon as I think about Tokyo Disney Resort, is popcorn. There are so many different popcorn flavors to choose from. Obviously, there's like traditional buttered popcorn, but they also have really good caramel corn. They have a curry popcorn that's really delicious.
We didn't realize what a big popcorn culture Tokyo Disney has created, but it's got this big following. I mean, it's really, really cool.
Not only do they have amazing popcorn flavors, but they also have amazing popcorn buckets. We found this one at Tokyo Disney Sea.
It's the Buzz Lightyear in the original box.
It's pretty amazing. So in the back, it opens up, and that is where they put the popcorn.
So the popcorn holders come with a little strap that you would put around here and carry around your neck. But if you ever get hungry, you just pop the back open, reach inside, grab some popcorn. But what makes these really cool is that they're just really uniquely designed. And I mean, this one, the front pops off. It just has an extra element of awesomeness.
Yes.
And you can only get this at and you can't see it, but it says Tokyo Disney Resort right here. What also further makes the popcorn buckets really cool is that you can only buy some even at the 2 different parks. Like this one that we got was only at Tokyo Disney Sea. You couldn't even buy it at Tokyo Disneyland while we had been there. So to the 2 different parks offer different buckets, which some people I bet probably collect them all, but at $25 to $20 a piece, they are kind of expensive.
Another great thing about the food at the Tokyo Disney Resorts is that it's comparable to like the prices that you would find in the States, but we felt like it was even more affordable. The quality was just a little bit better. There was definitely more variety as far as like cuisines. I think we were able to get like tandoori chicken and naan. We got a waffle sandwich, and of course they still have the quintessential turkey leg that you find at Disney parks.
Another thing to note is that all of the snacks that you'll get from a lot of the carts, the ice creams, the churros, some of the other snacks, quick service snacks, are all the same exact price. So no matter where you go throughout either of the parks, they're all going to be $3.90,
Yeah, it was
$3.80.
like, it was around $3 to $4 for each thing.
And not surprising, the fine dining restaurants at Tokyo Disneyland and Tokyo Disney Sea are very good.
When we went to Tokyo Disney Sea this last time, we went to a place called Magellan's. This place is seriously beautiful. Like, the theming is gorgeous.
We both said when we first walked into the restaurant, this is a place we would never eat at in America, especially wearing what we had been wearing. We had ponchos on, shorts, and like just normal clothes, and like the restaurant was like super fancy.
Yeah.
There are also other fine dining restaurants throughout both parks. There are some that we really wanted to go to, but we couldn't. But we do want to try to visit again someday.
Yes. One thing to note about the restaurants at the Tokyo Disney parks is that you have to make a reservation.
Yes.
You must make a reservation. And for some of the restaurants, you have to make it before you even get to the park because they fill up so quickly.
The US Disney parks do have a reservation system as well, but I feel like it might be a little easier to even get some of those restaurants in the US. The ones in Japan are really hard to get sometimes, especially for big groups. On our most recent trip, we went with 8 people, and to make a group reservation for 8 people was nearly impossible.
Yeah.
So unless you make your reservations way in advance, which you can do in Japanese, it's more than likely you're going to have to split up into smaller groups or eat fast casual. If you notice at the US Disney parks, usually right after you get off of a ride, you have to exit through the gift shop. In Tokyo Disneyland, that's usually not the case. After you get off the ride, that's
the
it.
end.
You're off the ride.
When you go to a park in the States, I feel like the gift shop at the end of the ride is just specific for that ride. You can find merchandise for Tower of Terror or a Toy Story ride. But here, it's not the case. You basically find the same things at every gift shop.
Yeah, we both kind of felt like a lot of the gift shops in both Tokyo Disney Sea and Tokyo Disneyland have more generalized Disney merchandise.
Yeah.
You'll get off a ride for Space Mountain, and there is a gift shop in Tomorrowland, so you'll go over there and they'll be selling stuff, just Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck.
Yeah.
But not in like a space costume, just Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, just Mickey Mouse. I know outside of Star Tours, they were selling like lightsabers and a Yoda hat and stuff like that, but I feel like that was just because it was Star Wars.
It didn't say Star Tours t-shirt, it just said Star Wars, or maybe a Star Wars themed Disney shirt.
Yeah.
So we both felt like some of the rides could have done better to offer merchandise unique to the park and merchandise unique to the rides. The US Disney parks do a little bit better with merchandising theme park specific
Souvenirs.
Yeah. While we're talking about merchandise and gift shops, let's talk about the popularity of Disney characters in the US versus the popularity of Disney characters in Japan. So in the US parks, who would you say is like really popular Disney characters that you would see in the US park?
I think probably in the past few years, probably the characters from Frozen, but also, you know, classics like Cinderella, Ariel, Jasmine.
In Japan, I feel like they have this knack for finding unwanted or lesser known Disney characters
Yes.
and making them really popular.
Yeah.
Who would you say is the most popular Disney character in Japan?
Stitch.
Stitch. Yes.
so
Stitch.
weird.
Yes, from Lilo and Stitch, that little blue monster.
Yeah. I mean, I think most of you watching this know who Stitch is, but most people in the States would not say, you know who my favorite Disney character is? Stitch.
Stitch is widely popular, as is another lesser known Disney character, Oswald. This guy.
He's from like the traditional, like the really, really old Disney Steamboat Willie cartoon. Another character that you don't even think of in the States. You know, when you think of Toy Story, you think of Buzz.
Woody.
You think of Woody. Here, they think of the alien.
They call them the little green men.
The alien here is so popular, unbelievably
It's
popular.
on so much merchandise, pens, t-shirts, hats, everything.
Bags, little
And
coin purses.
even outside of Tokyo Disney Parks, it's like, if you go to the store, you'll find alien stuff before you'll find Woody, Buzz, Mickey Mouse stuff. Maybe Mickey Mouse, but...
Yeah. There is also another character that is uniquely specific to Tokyo Disney Resorts, and that is Duffy the Bear. We had never heard of Duffy the Bear before we came to Japan. We still don't even know where
he's not
from.
like in movies, or he's not really in any other Disney stuff. He's just in the parks.
He might be in like Japanese like Disney shows.
Maybe, yeah.
He's also friends with Gelatoni, which is this French cat.
And he dates another bear, Sally Mae.
Yes.
Or Shelly Mae? Shelly
Shelly
Mae. I think it's
Mae.
Shelly Mae, not
Shell-
Sally Mae. That's the lone lender. Obviously, language plays a part in your visit to coming to Tokyo Disney. However, this does not mean that you need to speak Japanese or really even understand Japanese that well to have a good time.
When you buy your tickets, you can buy them online in English,
Right.
so you don't need Japanese for that. Basically, aside from some of the rides, everything is in English. All the signage is in English.
Yep.
On the menus are in English.
They have an English map,
Yeah.
and most of the cast members speak enough English to understand if you're asking for directions or need a little bit of help. And they have even better English speakers at certain like customer service areas or whatever.
Yeah, it's definitely catered for foreigners that come.
Yeah. A one-day ticket to either Tokyo Disneyland or Tokyo Disney Sea will set you back 7,400 yen. A two-day ticket to both Tokyo Disney Sea and Tokyo Disneyland will set you back 13,200 yen. So there is a little bit of a savings if you buy the two-day passport is what they call it. However, you cannot switch between parks. So if you buy the one day, there is no such thing as park hoppers here. The two-day ticket, there is no such thing. So if you buy a 3-day ticket, on your third day, you can hop between the two parks, but you cannot do it on a 1 or 2 day pass. You have to pick which park you're going to visit on which day in advance if you buy your tickets online. So once it's done, it's done. It is significantly cheaper than a 1-day ticket to the US, however. So that is something to note. And it's really convenient to get to the parks. Again, as we've already talked, the food is not any more expensive than the US parks. So overall, a trip to Disney's here in Japan is a pretty good value. And this brings us to the worst part.
When you first get to the park, you're supposed to feel excited and happy. You made it. But no. Instead, you feel stressed out.
The lines just to get inside of the park are outrageous. They start building up hours before the gates open, and as soon as they do, it's a mad dash to get to the highly sought after fast passes. In Disney Sea's case, it is Toy Story Mania, and they run out of fast passes within an hour of the park opening. It's ridiculous. So if you are visiting Tokyo Disney Sea, I would recommend to go to the Toy Story Mania ride if you want to get that fast pass right away, or if you've already ridden it in the States. It's exactly the same. It's actually all in Japanese. Still a fun ride, but yeah, it's really a detractor. Thankfully, the rest of the day is really nice.
Yeah, I mean, both parks are great parks to walk through. It's beautiful to look at, but that opening is definitely just crazy.
So hopefully that gives you a better idea of what to expect if you do want to visit the Tokyo Disney resorts here in Japan.
As always, if you liked this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit subscribe because we put out new videos every Tuesday and Friday. So thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time.